Yeah.
Studying and showing ourselves approved to show you that everybody said the same thing. There was no change, there was no difference. Everybody said the same thing and everything harmonizes and they all blend together. There was no conflict with each other, right? Go ahead.
Line upon line.
You gotta take line upon line, read.
Here a little.
Here a little, go ahead.
And there a little.
And there a little. This is how we're gonna get the proper understanding and be properly taught the scriptures, right? Get that John 6:63, because remember, the rebirth is spiritual. Go ahead.
This is John 6:63.
Read it out.
It is the spirit that quickeneth.
You know what it means to quicken?
No.
To make alive. Hold that. Give me Proverbs 21:16. Why does the spirit need to make us alive? Are we dead? Would you say that you're dead? I would say that you are, and it's no disrespect. It's just a state of mind that our people are in, right? We're in a dead state. Why are we in a dead state? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 21 verse 16.
Go ahead.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding
When a man wanders out of the way of understanding, what happens?
shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
He remains in the congregation of the dead. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian as a whole does not understand that they are the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. That's why we're in a dead state. Now, you came up here and you had an understanding, but can you tell me what tribe you're from? You see what I'm saying? So you said your father was Creole? So more than likely, so he's from like Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge? Okay, so in that area, it's predominantly Levites.
Okay.
All right? You could be caught up, maybe a Judite, which is the tribe Christ came from, but more than likely, you from the tribe of Levi. Right? So we're coming out here to bring back this understanding to our people. Right? Go ahead.
He that loveth pleasure shall be a
That's it
poor
on that. He that wanted out of the congregation remains in the, of understanding, remains in the congregation of the dead. This is why we need the spirit, right, to be born again and to be taught properly so that we can be made alive. I got you. So this is what we are to do. Finish that scripture.
The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.
They are spirit and they are life. So this is what we come out here to do, to bring the spirit and life back to our people, to resurrect back into the original pedestal and place that God has set up for us, intended for us initially, to be over every other nation on the planet Earth. We are going to receive total world dominion through the spirit and power of the Most High God, according to the scriptures, right? And anybody that has ever oppressed us, anybody that has ever ruled over us in rigor and unjustly, they will have to pay for that, thus saith the Lord, and they're going to serve us as we have served them. And again, we, because you are who your father is. So we understand how the Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans have served our oppressor, being the so-called white man.
Yes.
All right? So it's going to be a total repercussion and consequence coming to this place, and the people that have established this place, and we're going to be set back on high. Thus saith the Most High God. So you remember, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, all right? And you got to call him the true name of the Most High. Yahweh is his name, the Most High God. And his son's name is Yahweh Shai. You got all of our information right there? Check us out.
Okay.
All right?
My
You got a
daughter's
Mexican?
half
Yeah.
So at least when I get my information, it's correct.
Definitely. But I mean, I'm going to say this. It's all the same thing.
Okay.
It's all the same thing, but it is some Mexican literature on there that you can definitely share.
Okay.
So when you go into the Aztecan history, it literally lines up with the culture and the customs that the Israelites practice in the Bible.
Okay.
Like you would see brothers with these on the bottom of the garments. Come here, Deke, real quick. You would definitely see an ancient Aztec rocking something as beautiful as this.
Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'll see the parallels, and that's some of the things that we make mention of to show people who we are as people.
I appreciate it,
Definitely.
I'm a big believer of God and everything, so this means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
That someone can come and be out here and tell the truth.
Oh, this is
That
what we have to
people
do.
walking by, they're gonna walk with their faces down and everything. So just keep staying strong,
Well, the scripture says that Christ said, they that are his will hear his words. So anybody that's walking down with their head down, don't want to listen, they're probably not of God.
Yeah.
We don't mind. We appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah, thanks.
Come check us out. You'll see us.
Okay, I'll see you guys. I'll be right here, so I'll see you.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's right. Get that in Deuteronomy 30. Start from the top. That's right. Hey, first, hit your hat by y'all. First and foremost, man, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, We do so in the name of his only begotten son, Yamashak Yahushai. All right, we coming out here week in and week out to wake our people up. Like that beautiful sister just walked by. All right, we edified her, brought her into the knowledge of who she was. She said she had some understanding that she was already an Israelite, but then we pinpointed and gave her a tribe, right? So she's going back home, right, to not only give herself, or not only feeling better about herself, but to give her daughter her nationality, right? And her daughter's father, which more than likely her man, his nationality back. That's what we ought to do. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 30:1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee.
When all of the things are going to come upon us, right? And it's going to further edify, which is the blessing and the curse. Okay? We've seen, we can read in the scriptures where we've had Israelite rulers, we had Israelite kings, right? But we're not in that place right now. So we've seen the blessings where we had lands in abundance, but then we also see where our land and our abundance was taken away from us. All of our blessings that the Most High gave us was taken away from us, right? In Deuteronomy, the 1st chapter, start at like verse 41. Hold that. They was all taken away from us. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 41. Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord.
Going back to our forefathers, when we realized that we sinned against the Lord, what happened?
We will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded us.
Hey, but we had to go up and we had to fight against people that was coming trying to take these blessings away from us. Go ahead.
And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war,
We weaponed up, right? When we mounted up, read.
ye were ready to go up into the hill.
Read.
And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up.
So the Lord then told us, don't go up and fight these people that's coming up against you, right? Read.
Neither fight,
Neither fight. Why?
for I am not among you.
So the Lord said he was not with us. This is a curse that came upon us. When the so-called white man came over here to the Hispanic and Native Indians, right? And when he went upon the shores of West Africa and gathered the southern kingdom, the Lord wasn't with us. Why? Because we have forsaken the Lord. We forsook the Lord, excuse me. We turned our face against the Lord. So the Lord turned his face against us. And he didn't allow us to prevail over our enemies, right? He allowed our enemies to triumph over us. That's why we in this hellhole. Read.
Lest ye be smitten before your enemies.
Don't go up and fight, or you're going to be smitten before your enemies, for I am not among you. This is what the Most High told us when we forsook him. Read.
So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear.
The Lord was speaking unto us, right? Deal lawfully, right? Deal in righteousness, right? Love one another. Don't commit usury against one another, right? Don't take advantage of one another. Don't do wrong or any type of ill towards one another. Worship the Most High only, and Him alone, and put no other God beside Him. But what did we do? We did everything that the Lord told us not to do. Read.
But rebelled against the commandment of the Lord.
We rebelled against the commandment of the Most High, and we are continuing to rebel against the commandment of the Most High, right? Even to this day. Go ahead.
And went presumptuously up into the hill.
And we went presumptuously up into the hill. Read.
And the Amorites, which dwelt in that mountain, came out against you and chased you as bees do.
And they chased us out, right? When you go into the curses, it speaks about us going in and fighting against a nation and us fleeing 7 ways out from there. These are the curses that come upon us because we just chose to forsake the Most High God. So that's it on that. Go back to Deuteronomy 30.
The blessing and the curse.
So when the blessing and the curse come upon us, we have to understand and realize the position that we're in. This is why we have to study to show ourselves approved. Give me a second. Read.
Which I have set before thee.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt cause them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
So the curses was that we was going to go into captivity into these nations, into our enemies. We're going to have to serve them in rigorous, hard bondage.
God.
Right? And we're going to want from them in nakedness, right? Meaning we're going to go for them to be clothed. And in thirst, we're going to go to them for water or to, any type of, anything that was going to quench our thirst. It says, and in want of all things, and in hunger. So you mean to tell me, we sit up here and it's all of this knowledge around about all of these GMO food, and it's all of this knowledge around about how tainted and polluted and defiled this damn water is, yet we still have to turn around and drink it. We still, listen, Flint, Michigan still ain't got clean water.
Bring it out.
Still ain't got clean water. And it was just a report that came out about like something like 500,000 kids got lead in their blood coming out of Flint. All of these things that's happening, yet we still are subject to just have to take on what the so-called white man gives us. Our goddamn enemy. The devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
You know? So this is how we know who our enemies is. This is how we know the places that we're gonna be in when we call to mind the blessing and the curse, and call to mind who we are. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2, and shall return unto the Lord thy God.
So when we're in these God-forsaken places, when we're in this ditch and in this hellhole, we're going to remember what the Most High said unto us, going all the way back during the time of Moses, when he led us out of the land of Egypt, right? When he led us out of this rigorous place, this rigorous bondage, a place where we was being distressed and mistreated. We were going to call to mind those things, and we was going to return unto the Lord. The same way we just trying to cause that sister to return back into the Most High God by giving her a nationality and even giving her a tribe, right? Both for her, her husband, and her daughter. Read.
And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
And we're going to obey the voice of the Lord and amongst all of the things that he commanded us. That's what we have to do. That's how we're going to get up out of this place. Get that in 2 Timothy? This is another one of the things that he commanded us, especially you men. Revelation 21 and 3. Read.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved.
We need to come out here and we need to study these scriptures. That's the only way we're going to be mindful of the cursing and the blessing. That's the only way we're going to be mindful of when we look around at the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we're going to realize that they fit these curses and that no one else does. All right? This is that spiritual awakening. All right? When you sleep to who you are, and you also sleep to who the people are around you, right? You looking at the so-called white man like he's your damn friend, but he's not your friend.
That's
he's the
right.
damn devil that the Bible speaks of. That's right. He's the ultimate deceiver on the planet Earth. The so-called white man is responsible for you not knowing your language, not knowing who you are as a people, not speaking your language, calling yourself after somebody else's name, right? I was just sitting there watching a commercial. This dude his name was David Cochran. Right? But we know the famous Cochran in the world. Who's the famous Cochran of the last 50 years? What'd he say? He didn't answer?
They don't know.
I can't even, you know, he's a devil. Everybody knows Johnny Cochran is the most famous Cochran of the last 1,000 years.
That's right.
Johnny Cochran.
Right.
The powerful black man. All right? That gave justice to another black man, Orenthal James Simpson.
That's right.
Okay? So how is it that I'm sitting there watching a commercial and this white man has the same last name as a black man that we all know and that we all love, right? Because we understand that the so-called white man took Johnny Cochran's ancestors and put them in hard, rigorous slavery and bondage.
Right.
And forced them to speak their language, forced them to call them after their name, forced them to disregard everything that the Most High had ever given them, right? Which was supposed to put them on high above all of the rest of the nations. So when they wanted to bring us down, they had the stupidest of all of us did. Give me Deuteronomy the 4th chapter.
Revelation.
I still want Revelation. Give me Deuteronomy 4.
4
4 and 5. That's right. Nope. Hold it.
This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Go ahead.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
The Lord taught us statutes and judgments, right? How to deal with one another. Nowadays, the statutes and the judgments that we abide by is administered by these damn devils that ride up and down the street with these black and white cars with the red and blue lights on the top of the car, right? And they give us these citations, these tickets. We gotta go down to this godforsaken courthouse where they make us swear in on the Bible that we believe in, right? That gives us laws, statutes, and commandments. That's supposed to make us so righteous, but they forsake all of them. They make us swear in on this and go against everything that the Most High taught us. Read.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me,
Go ahead.
that ye should do so in the land,
That we should what?
that ye should do so in the land,
We should do so in the land. Read.
whether ye go to possess it.
Hey, and guess what? The Northern Kingdom possessed this land before the so-called white man came over here. What? The Native Indians and the Hispanics, right? The so-called Hispanics and Native Indians. They possessed this land. Go ahead.
Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is what?
Your wisdom.
What?
Your wisdom.
This is our wisdom. Read.
and your understanding.
And our understanding. We don't have no wisdom and understanding. That's why we in the congregation of the dead. We have no wisdom or understanding in this place because they took that from us. Because they took us away from the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Done.
Read.
In the sight of the nations which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation.
Everybody outside of Israel was going to listen to how we conducted ourselves and the manner in which we carried ourselves and say, this is a wise and understanding people. Go ahead.
A wise and understanding people.
Bring it out.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
What nation is there that's so great? Go ahead.
Who hath God so nigh unto them?
That's so near unto God. Read.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
The Lord used to be so near unto us. The Lord used to be so with us, right? Yeah. But we just read in the first chapter of Deuteronomy that when the Lord turned his face against it and when he wasn't with us anymore, it's because we forsook his laws, statutes, and commandments.